How to be creative. Is it possible to train and rewire your brain for creativity? Yes, it is. And in this video, we're going to unpack exactly how so that you can be creative anywhere, anytime. Have you ever wondered why creativity feels so magical yet so unpredictable? Some days you feel like you're buzzing and overflowing with creativity, and other days you'll feel completely blocked. Well, the good news is that creativity isn't random at all. There's actually a 3-step process of becoming more creative, of training and rewiring your brain for creativity, used by a lot of different artists, neuroscientists, and creatives of all kinds of different mediums of art and creativity. And once you understand this, you can turn creativity into a daily ritual, not an accident. So in this video, I'm going to show you how creativity works, and also I'm going to give you a simple action plan that you can implement in your daily life. You're going to become more creative this week than you have ever been in your entire life. I'm Danny, I'm a creative, I'm an artist, and I'm also a small creative business owner. I have won scholarships and awards for my creativity. I have won the award of French craftsmanship for my small business, and my work has been featured multiple times in Vogue magazine. I have created this channel to inspire people to become more creative, and also for those interested in creating a lifestyle business based on their creativity. So let's begin. So I'm going to walk you through the exact science-backed steps to be able to increase imagination, flow state, and original ideas. So this is the method used by world-class artists, filmmakers, and even scientists. And stick to the end to receive the 3-step daily protocol that will make you unstoppable. So step 1, quiet the noise. Creativity begins in a calm nervous system. Let me explain. So a lot of people try to be creative when their brain is in survival mode. But if you think of it this way, if you are in survival mode, let's say you're running from a lion, your brain does not have time to be creative. That is how our brain is wired. That is how humans are wired. We cannot be creative when we are in stressful situations, when we are running from a lion, when we are rushing out of the house to commute, and in the middle of a very stressful meeting. This is not when you're going to be your most creative. Creativity begins in a calm nervous system. So I know this is the buzzword now about how to calm your nervous system, but we can only be creative when we are calm, when our nervous system is calm, when we're feeling peaceful. That's why we get great ideas in the shower. So science shows that creativity takes place when your brain is in the default mode networking, which is attributed to dreaming, to daydreaming. But this part of your brain needs to work with another part of your brain. And this other part is called the executive control network, which is the structuring part of your brain. So they need to work together. But the thing is that these two, they only work together, they only cooperate when you're calm. So the first step is to regulate your nervous system. And there's a lot of research on how to regulate your nervous system. So I'm going to give you a few examples of ways that you can regulate your nervous system today. So you can try 2 minutes of deep breathing, and I highly suggest box breathing. So box breathing is when you take in a deep breath for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, and then let it go for 4 seconds. Do this for 2 minutes, and this will help to regulate your nervous system. So another proven way to calm your nervous system, take a little walk in nature. We hear a lot about the benefits of forest bathing, and go for a little walk in nature because this is going to help to regulate your nervous system. And through experience, my best ideas come when I'm walking or hiking in nature. So if you don't have nature or a park around you, you can still go for a walk with your headphones and listen to binaural beats. So binaural beats is the kind of music that will put your brain into flow state, and it will help your nervous system to relax. And another really popular way for filmmakers and for artists in general is to do your morning pages. So morning pages is a kind of journaling where you sit down and you just write everything that's in your stream of consciousness. You write without editing, without thinking, automatic writing for a few minutes. Usually the recommendation is 3 pages of stream of consciousness writing where you just empty your mind, just write whatever is coming. Doesn't have to make sense. It can be messy, chaotic. Just let everything flow out of your head into your journal pages. Just write whatever comes. So this is not laziness. No need to feel guilty doing these things, so that you can actually rewire your whole brain to enhance creativity. So step number 2, now you're going to fill your creative well. So you cannot create from emptiness. Your creativity is actually a well, so you have to fill that well. And you're going to fill it with beauty, with inspiration, with thought-provoking ideas and lots of sensory richness. So research shows that people with diverse inputs, people who they hike, they read a lot, they have lots of different hobbies and activities. So these are the people that produce more original ideas. I see this for myself. I take a lot of hikes. I live in France. I live in Europe where I'm exposed to diverse cultures. So basically, I am fueling my brain all the time to become more creative. I'm filling up my well with a lot of different inspiration and ideas so that I can actually come up with original ideas. So how can you fill your mind? Fill your mind with really good fiction books, with mythology, fairy tales, stories, folk stories, lore. Fill your mind with museum visits. Go to lots of different museums and exhibitions in your area. Fill yourself with a lot of walks in nature and hikes. Fill it with music, listen to music, go to different concerts, expose yourself to other artists' work from different mediums, from the same mediums as you, but also different mediums. So if you are a visual artist, maybe go to a poetry reading night. There are so many creative communities and groups around that you can expose yourself to, going to different groups that are doing different mediums from the medium that you're usually working with. And another favorite of mine is to just browse your local library or bookshop. I love to browse my local library, to go to bookshops where I can just spend a few hours browsing and looking at different books, checking out different ideas, looking at different titles and poetry books and photography. This is probably my favorite way of filling up my mind, filling up my creative well with new ideas, is to go to my local library or the bookshop and then just spend hours browsing. So creativity comes from remixing ideas into new ideas. So by being in different environments and to also expose yourself to new ideas, to different ideas, your mind begins to remix these ideas and to create original ideas. So step 3 is to create bad ideas. So this is where quantity leads to quality. There's this famous story of this one photography group where the teacher, he separated the group in two. One group, they were supposed to create in quantity. They were going to be marked for volumes and quantity of their photography work. While the other group, they were going to be marked for the quality of their work. So they had to take only one picture, but it had to be a quality picture. It had to be a masterpiece, that one picture. So by the end of the course, it was actually the people who created in quantity, who had created volumes, who were taking lots of pictures, who created those masterpieces, because that's what happens. They've acquired the skill. They were not afraid to mess up. They began creating and experimenting on a daily basis. They were unafraid to experiment because they had to produce in quantity. And these were the people in the group that created the masterpieces. So it just shows that when you create in quantity, when you create bad work, something great is going to emerge because you are putting yourself in that experimental mode of being. You're playing. You don't have that voice in your head saying this is bad work because you're playing. You're not taking your work seriously. You're just having fun with it. That masterpiece is not going to happen in the first time that you paint a painting or that you write a book. That is going to happen with time. So start playing, start experimenting, and start just creating bad work. Create as much bad work as you can. So make messy sketches, create terrible sentences and poetry, experiment with ugly color palettes, brainstorm weird ideas, and make really crazy cringe videos. Don't worry about the outcome. Just assign that time to creatively play. This led to the breakthrough of me painting with natural pigments and making all of these crazy paints from stuff in my garden. This is what created my original products that led me to an award in France for craftsmanship. And this is what got me a scholarship as well for my writing. So as you can see, I work with different mediums of art, and it's always through play that my best ideas come. I allow myself to make bad art, and you need to allow yourself to make a lot of bad art too. That is the sauce, the secret sauce. Make a lot of bad art. So step 4, use constraints. So this has been scientifically researched and endlessly counterintuitive. When you limit yourself, your brain becomes more inventive. That's why we hear all of these beautiful stories of struggling, starving artists that created their best pieces of art using only 3 colors, using only one strange medium. So when you limit yourself, your brain actually becomes more inventive. Constraints shrink the infinite possibilities. So the more constraints you have, the more inventive you have to become with those constraints, if that makes sense. It gives your imagination something solid to push against. So what are ways that you can limit your creativity? You can work with only 3 colors that you define for a project, or try to write a short story in only 3 sentences. You can choose one theme, film in only one location, or create with only one tool. Think of Picasso's Blue Period, where his limitation was to paint only in blue. Think of Lars von Trier Dogville, where he filmed the movie with Nicole Kidman in only one set. So it was just a theater set with chalk on the floor for the whole scene, for the whole movie. And so there are so many ways that constraints can lead to incredible ideas, original ideas. So find constraints for your art. Step 5. Walk away. Take a sacred pause. So your subconscious continues even when you have stopped working. It's going to continue running while you're in the shower, while you're cooking, while you are getting your stuff prepared for the next day, as you're cleaning your house, your room. It's going to continue working when you go for that walk at the end of the day to relax. When you walk away from your project, from your creative project, you're actually giving your mind space to reorganize all of the thoughts and all of the things together. So the ideas begin to marinate. Just like when you're cleaning your room, everything begins to get organized and to find its place. So learn how to step away on purpose. This is actually going to make you more creative. So for creativity's sake, learn to walk away from the project. And I'm not saying to stop the project or to not go back to the project, but to give it a little break. Give it a little coffee break where you're able to forget about it in a conscious level, because your subconscious is still going to be working, is still going to be processing everything. So don't feel guilty at all to take a break. It's necessary. A lot of transformations happen in the unseen. So step number 6, the editing phase. So this is a phase where creativity is completed, not when it's born. This is the moment where now your executive control network can do its job, which is the job of editing, of being thorough, of looking at every single thing and analyzing everything. This is the moment to refine, to reshape, to polish, to clarify all of the ideas, all of that beautiful chaos. You now want to put it in order, you want to structure it, and you're going to package it so that it looks really good, so that it looks professional. And it's in this step that you take that crazy, that chaotic idea and turn it into art. And step number 7 is the mindset of embodying that you are a creative human, that you are creative. Because when you say, I'm not creative, there's not one creative bone in my body, you're actually shutting down that creative aspect of yourself, which everybody has. Every single person in the world is creative. So this is the strongest research conclusion, that those who believe that they are creative, when they have that identity, they create more. Hence, they are more creative, because it's in their identity, it's in their mindset. They don't let thoughts of I am not creative come and hijack their body. No, they see themselves as a creative. They tell the world that they are creative. They are working their creativity every single day, because we all know that our identity becomes our habit. So if you identify yourself as a creative, you're going to create more. Simple as that. And your habit is going to become your art. So this is your little simple daily action plan for creativity. So every day you're going to have a little 5-minute reset where either you do some breath work, the box breathing, or you're going to go for a little walk or listen to some binaural beats, and just let your body relax, regulate your nervous system so that you can create that perfect environment within your body, within yourself, for creativity to just happen effortlessly. So number 2, you're just gonna play for 10 minutes. So maybe create an art journal, a writing journal, just a creative idea journal where just for 10 minutes you play with colors, you can write random things, you can just have fun, have no plan, just play for 10 minutes and see where that's going. We are purposely making bad art. So step number 3, walk away from that mess that you did for 10 minutes. Just go on with your day, or maybe go wash some dishes, go take a shower, go for a little walk. Just by doing daily this 3-step action plan, you're going to completely rewire your brain to become more creative. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would love to ask you to hit like and subscribe. This is a new channel. I just began creating content and playing here on YouTube this year. If you have any questions for me or need me to clarify anything for you, let me know in the comments. I answer all of the questions. And I would also love to invite you to my Unblock Your Creativity Masterclass. I'll leave the link below. So see you in the next video. Ciao!